Today I went to a gun rally in Oregon. The turnout, as I expected, was really light. It was probably 1/10 of what we got last year. Last year we had about 2,000 people. This time we had a little over 200. Now, I made a video last night about fair weather patriotism of people that chose going to a football game over actually attending a Second Amendment rally. Now, I still stand by what I said. I don't feel the least bit sorry for what I said about those people. If you choose something like a football game over fighting for your rights and standing up and being counted, when we lose this battle, you have no one to blame for yourself, especially if you're too damn cheap just to get a DVR and watch it an hour later after you go to the rally. But I already addressed those people. During that video, I also said, I understand why some people wouldn't want to go to a gun rally because it's too politicized, it's too religious, it gets too far off topic into other things that we find offensive and we don't want to be there. I addressed those people and said, I understand why you wouldn't want to be there. But just because I understand why you wouldn't want to be there doesn't mean I think you shouldn't go. I was offended by most of it. The rally I went to today started off with a preacher hosting the ceremonies who told us, y'all thought you were going to get out of going to church today and you were wrong. And I was like, well, this is starting off bad right off the bat. That led into the ceremonies being hosted by a chubby ex-Elvis impersonator who thinks every bad acid trip he's ever had was a conversation with God, who started to tell us about how he started seeing 20-foot-tall angels along I-5 one night when he's driving along, to which I felt like yelling out, we've all tried mushrooms. Those are lampposts. Get over yourself. God wasn't talking to you. And then that went on to a politician who went as far as to hold up the Bible and say, this is what our laws should be based on. This is what our government should be based on. So the whole thing was one giant Jesus fest that really got offensive to me personally. And then add on to that we had some big fat guy in short pants like he's a toddler up on the stage holding a Confederate flag the whole time, even when we did the pledge. Now I find the Confederate flag inoffensive in its own right, but I didn't think it needed to be up on the stage during a gun rally. It's a negative stereotype. And I really did find it offensive that it was up there next to Old Glory while we were doing the Pledge of Allegiance. As far as I remember, the Confederacy was dissolved, and no one in that crowd is a Confederate, and no one is swearing allegiance to that flag. It didn't need to be on the stage. I almost found the fact he was wearing short pants almost as offensive as the flag, though. I mean, we get it. Fat people don't get cold. It was 35 degrees out. Put some pants on. You're over 40. But even though all this was going on and I didn't really like any of it, I still went. And to the other people like me who find it offensive and say, well, I don't want to be there because I don't like the way they're presenting themselves. I don't like the way they're being the face of the gun movement. I don't like how they're showing the people that are part of the gun movement. Well, if that's the way you feel, go and try to change it. Because if you never change it, if you never do anything, if you allow those kind of people to be the only people that show up, that's always going to be the face of the movement. If you want it to be a different face, if you want it to represent you, how can it represent you if you're not there? So this video might sound a little bit like I'm scolding people, but in a way I am. Because like I said, I couldn't be more out of place at a lot of these rallies. I'm not dressed head to toe in tactical gear. I'm not wearing camouflage. I'm not talking about the buck that I got last week, and I'm not praying to Jesus while I'm there. So I'm pretty out of place at these rallies, but I go because I want to make a difference. And every time I'm there, I find a lot of people in the crowd that are just like me. They're saying, why are we getting off topic? Why are we talking about religion? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? There's a lot of people in the crowd that are just like me. And if more and more of us go, there'll be more and more of us that feel that way. And once enough of us feel that way, maybe we can turn the tide. Maybe we can stop it. We can make it to where that isn't the face of the gun movement anymore. So if you're like me and you find some of those things offensive and you don't want that to be the face of the gun movement, start going to the rallies. Start making a difference. Because as long as you remain silent, the only people that are going to be the voice of our movement are the extremists. You ain't even my real dad. Okay, this guy is dual-wielding tactical chihuahuas. I don't know if he has a permit for those or not, but
they're going around and talking to police officers,
aren't those adorable?
And asking them to